Hey y'all. So I should be live now. So hey y'all, I'm gonna give everybody just a few minutes to come in the room. Cajun, don't start with me today, okay? First of all. But I'm gonna give people just a few minutes to get in here. And if you're here, let me know you're here. I missed last Tuesday, but I am back. So hopefully my notification went out, y'all, because I was having some problems. I know y'all get so tired of me saying it every Tuesday or whatever. We're gonna figure this thing out. Let me tell y'all, I came on YouTube today. Supposedly there's a whole new interface or something going on for like where you do your videos and stuff like that. So I have to go through that stuff and see what's going on. But all right, y'all. So if you're in a room, let me know you're here. Hey Cajun, hey B Spot Blue. Yes, I gotta tell y'all the story about the fish. But hey Lavon, I'm good. So yeah, I gotta tell y'all the story about the fish, but I've been doing the absolute most over the past week or so. Hey Valdez, how you guys? Hey, as y'all come in, let me know y'all here. And if you're new, make sure you let me know where you're from, because I love to know where y'all are from. Okay, hey Terrible, thank you. Hey Tony. So I'm just giving people a few minutes, y'all, because I don't know if my alerts have been going out or what's been going on, but it looks like some stuff is changing with YouTube. So we'll see. But I went fishing in a country. I had to go to a little pond. No, Lavon, YouTube has not banned me. At least, well, knock on wood, okay? We're gonna knock on wood. Hey, Scott. What? Scott said, I'm still in Ohio, but planning to move to Mississippi so I can have a bear. A bear? Where you gonna keep a bear at, Scott? Hey, Wayne. Hey, everybody. I missed y'all last week. I really did. But listen, y'all. So I went to my first NBA game last week. It was super cool. We sat on the floor. It was the Pelicans versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Yay, Tony got the notification. Okay, cool, good. It was the Pelicans versus the Milwaukee Bucks. And we were in floor seats. Your girl was close enough. I was breathing down Anthony Davis' neck. Now, y'all don't tell nobody else that. That's just between me and y'all. But it was a good game. The Pelicans lost. They set Anthony Davis out in the fourth quarter. I was like, what the heck? Who does that? But other than that, it was a good game. It seemed like it went by really fast. So I was super duper excited about that. Of course, I hung out while I was in New Orleans after the game. So we were on bourbon. We were on bourbon, dancing and listening to music, having a good time. And then I came back home and I was like, I don't think I initially realized it was spring break. And I'm obviously like way too old to like partake in spring break, I think. But at the same time, I must have been in some type of spring break spirit because I just wanted to be outside and just have fun and relax and kick back. So I spent all last week fishing, four-wheeling, mud riding. What else did I do? Oh my goodness, just hung out, all type of stuff. So I don't know if y'all seen a picture earlier, but I caught this like huge catfish, and it's the biggest fish I've caught so far. So I was like really super excited. And I went with my friend, and he was on the other side of the pond. So we had these little cheap reels that we're using. Hey Basil, we had these little cheap reels that we're using. And I felt something snag the reel, and I'm over there like I'm screaming because I'm extra, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, and I'm trying to pull it up, y'all. This thing is pulling me all over the place. Okay, hey D, not only was it heavy, but the reel was a cheap little reel. So he ended up snapping the reel. I'm trying to pull it up, and I'm looking at my friend like, are you gonna help, or you just gonna let the thing pull me in the water, or what? So he eventually comes over, and we're like trying to pull it up. I said, I thought I was about to pull a whale out the water the way I was acting. Oh my God, y'all should have seen me. I was like a kid on Christmas because I went fishing a couple of days before, and I had been catching like these little like brim, and what else did I catch? Maybe like, I want to say maybe like a really small bass or something. So I was like super excited. And I'm like reeling the thing in. I'm screaming like, I got one, I got one. And so we got it up, and so very proud moment. If y'all saw the picture earlier, I was super excited. But so I think I'm gonna go fishing again tomorrow. Hey Edward, thank you. But hey y'all, if y'all are just coming in the room, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, definitely let me know where you're from or whatever. So if y'all want to know why I haven't done any videos lately, that's why, because your girl been chilling maybe a little bit too hard, but it's so nice. Like, it's so nice outside right now. Like, and I really like the outdoors. I'm a very scenic person, so I love like sitting by the water, looking at the clouds, you know, just whatever. Like, so I could just do that all day. But anyway, what? Tony said, I fished in my pond for 2 years and only caught one fish. How you only catch one fish? Y'all might need to put some more fish in there, Tony. I don't know what y'all gonna have to do. Or either, I don't know. Yes, springtime. I'm so excited. I'm not a big fan of the cold weather. Like, I don't do really good with cold weather, but luckily in Mississippi it doesn't get like super cold compared to other places, especially like up north and stuff. So but yeah, I was excited about that. So hopefully y'all are doing good. So I came back to social media the other day. I think this was yesterday, maybe the day before. And okay, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but we're just gonna go with Zai. And Zai is from South Florida. Hi, welcome. So Cajun, what's wrong with Florida? How do you catch a turtle? I saw some turtles the other day, and they looked like they were trying to eat my bait on my reel, and I'm like, do turtles eat worms? Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about turtles. But anyway, so I came back to social media the other day. And so y'all who may or may not be familiar with the comedian, okay? She's a social media star, very popular young lady. Her name is Jess Hilarious. That's her stage name that she goes by. And so I come back to social media and everybody is pretty much like dragging her, you know, going off on her. And she's become very popular. I think she's on a show with the guy, I think his name is Real. He was like on what was that movie? Get Out. He was the like flight attendant or something on Get Out. And all right, shout out from Houston. Hey Kinley. But so she's on a show. She's, you know, traveling the world doing stand-up comedy. I think she has like over 1 million followers on over 1 million on Instagram. And you know, she's just very popular. Basil, I actually, like, this time last year when I went fishing, we saw an alligator in the water. And I ended up getting on video. That was my first time like seeing one like up close. I was like, what the heck? It was like, I wasn't super scared, but I heard they can run really fast. So I was like, I probably need to back up just a little bit. But hey, Belize. But yeah, y'all. So I wanted to talk about her, Jess Hilarious, just a little bit and kind of talk about my thoughts on it. And you know, I always talk about the media, and I wanted to really talk about it from a different perspective that I kind of feel like people are overlooking. So anyway, if y'all aren't familiar with her, or this story, I'm basically gonna first show y'all the clip of basically like what happened. Okay, so let's get that pulled up. All right, so this is basically where it started. This was the first thing, I think. Let's see.
So we're on our flight. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Okay, so let me play that one more time, y'all, just in case y'all missed it. It was like a short little clip. That's the only part I saw.
So we're on our flight. Where are you going? Where are you going?
All right, so that was basically Just Hilarious, you know, basically mocking these people in these turbans, head wraps, or whatever, as they're leaving the flight or whatever. Hey, Caleb. So after there was this rumor online, well, okay, before that, this is the video she did after she started getting like backlash or responses.
Okay, so one thing first, niggas know I'm never fucking racist, but I spotted something. I put it out earlier, and we got evacuated from our plane. We were on the plane for like an hour, and did not get to pull off. Everybody was coming at me. Oh, you racist bitch! You fucked up! You bitch! You bitch! Because I pointed out 4 different people that I saw on the plane earlier. So when we had to evacuate with no reason at all, nobody said anything. We just had to evacuate. And I don't see the same 4 people that I fucking seen before. Apologize, bitch. That's what y'all need to do. Stop being so fucking scared, nigga. Because that's one thing I'm not. I'm not scared of y'all. I'm not scared of nobody. And I got the do-rag on because my waves is spinning. But don't play with me. Don't play with me. If I'm scared, I'm scared. Fuck y'all. Fuck how y'all feel. Y'all mad at me because I don't side with every other black person. Because I don't side with every other race. Fuck y'all. I feel how I feel. I felt threatened. And that was it. Fuck y'all. And I'm not flying there. We were evacuated, bitch. Why? Why? With no reason explained at all. No technical difficulties or nothing. Y'all gonna listen to Jess with the Mess one day. Because my news is real.
So y'all heard that she's basically snapping out. So it has some pretty strong language. I mean, you know, whatever. But so that's when they were evacuated from the plane. So this is when she gets back on the plane.
So how ironic is it that we boarded the same plane and I don't see those people? Yeah, we're fully boarded. Eat my ass. I'm just a mess. And my news be real. Tune in.
Okay. So y'all saw that. Now, y'all know people basically, how do I stop screen share? Okay. So, baby, you know, Twitter has dragged this girl, social media going in on her, people not feeling it. They feeling like she's cussing out her fans, this and the other. So basically what happened is after this little rant that she had on the plane, so she started off with the initial video mocking people, okay? She got backlash from that. Then she responded saying, you know, hey, Helena, yes, I saw you say you were late. So Jess Hilarious, I'm just going to go over this again, y'all, for the people that's just coming in the room. Jess Hilarious is a very popular social media. Hey, Kim. She's a very popular social media comedian that has basically taken off. Like, she's super popular right now. She has over 1 million followers on Instagram. Like, I think like well over 1 million. She's on a TV show on, I don't know what network, but it's like, you know, I don't think it's prime time. Is it on primetime TV? Anyway, with the guy from the Get Out movie, the one that played the flight attendant. She's in a TV show with him. She's doing like stand-up shows all over the US and stuff like that. So she's really popular. So the other day, you know, she started off mocking these guys getting off the plane with these turbans. And after she started getting backlash, she basically made a video saying, you know, they okay, Helena. I know it's. I was trying to do a quick recap, but anyway, so I'm back up to speed now. This is where I left off. But basically, so she came back and she's like, you know, going off, and she's like, you know, if I'm scared, if I'm threatened, you know, I'll say what I want, this and the other. You know, I don't think like y'all. Y'all are just scared. You know, she's basically just going off. Hey, sir. So what ends up happening is this led the blogs to starting this rumor that she was the one that got the men kicked off the plane, which is not true, okay? She's very popular, but she ain't no, you know, Janet Jackson or Madonna, you know, somebody to be getting people kicked off airplanes, okay? That's just not the case. But anyway, so the blog started this rumor that she got these guys that were, you know, everybody assumed that they were Muslim at first. She got them kicked off the plane, and social media basically started dragging her. Like, everybody's coming for her. You know, in the society that we live in now, everybody's super sensitive, walking on eggshells. People were very offended. So basically she was like, you know, screw y'all, I'm not apologizing, I feel scared, it is what it is. I'm not exactly sure what happened to the guys. I haven't seen any follow-up stories. I haven't seen why they were kicked off the plane. I really don't know, but I don't think it was because of her. I think she was just addressing them, mocking them or whatever as they were getting off off the plane or whatever. But anyway, so she was like, I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for what? I'm not scared of y'all. This and the other. So y'all know the culture we live in. What did she do? Sis came back and apologized, of course. Hey, so let me show y'all just a little bit of that real quick. Her apology that she did.
So I've been choked up about it. It's really been bothering me that there's being a picture painted of me like I'm a xenophobe or, you know, I'm racist, you know, prejudiced, or, you know. So I wrote a statement, and I wrote this myself. Sorry I didn't go hire a publicist to get me through this or, you know, write it for me, but I feel like nobody can say what I want to say like me. I don't need nobody talking for me, so here it goes. So naturally, in my previous post, I was defensive. But that happens when you don't take the time to really know what's transpiring. And understanding the error of my actions, I have to first acknowledge the rooted issues, which means racially profiling a group of individuals based on their appearance. And on top of that, publicizing it on a platform where others could be hurt by it and others were hurt from it. The feeling of anger and hurt about this situation is very familiar to me, especially being a Black woman, so I should definitely empathize more with being racially profiled. On top of that, the climate that this country is in, that didn't do nothing but add fuel to a wildfire that we still fighting to contain. I'm not sure if these particular individuals that were on the plane are aware of my actions by now, but either way, I would love to apologize personally to them first, you know, for my insensitive and ignorant behavior. Yet, I still would like to apologize to all of you who were aware and offended by my actions. Sadly.
So, basically, y'all, we're not going to watch the whole thing. But basically, she just goes on to talk about how, you know, basically these guys were Sikh. They were not Muslim. They are a part of the Sikh community. How did I stop? Oh, there we go. How they are a part of the Sikh community. She felt like she offended them. She's talked about how she wasn't aware of the attacks that just happened in New Zealand. So she wasn't aware of it when she said these things. She said because of that, she's going to donate. I think she said like $15,000. Hey, Purdue. She said she's going to donate like $15,000 to the families of the survivors from the New Zealand attack and all this. And so y'all saw her sniffling, and you know, she said she had been crying. I don't particularly believe that it was genuine. I mean, to be honest, but I feel like, you know, in this climate, when it comes to these celebrities, it's a difference between if you want to continue to eat or not, if you want to continue to live at that same lifestyle, with that same lifestyle or not. And once you apologize, you're going to be apologizing forever, particularly when it comes to comedians. Now, y'all remember what happened with Kevin Hart, probably just like, you know, a few weeks back with the whole blowout about what he was saying about, you know, if his child was homosexual and like all the pushback that he got. And then I think it was somebody else after him that said something. What's the guy named Terry Crews had to apologize for saying basically saying kids need a father in the home, you know, in so many words. So one thing I try to explain to people is that when you hear terms like hate speech and hate crime, people automatically assume people using the N-word, walking down the street with tiki torches and stuff like this. But what I try to explain to people is levels to it. And with whatever you participate in, it's coming to knock on your front door next. Okay? It's coming. So now you have everybody here calling Jess Hilarious a racist, okay? Me particularly, thank you, Racer. Me particularly, I feel like at this point, that word is vastly overused to the point where it is really diluted. You know what I mean? I cannot say how Jess Hilarious feels about anybody. I don't know. I don't know her, okay? But what I can say from my own experience and from what I see with my own two eyes is people never really talk about the extent that the media has in these type of situations. Okay, you have Jess Hilarious, if I'm not mistaken, from the hood in Baltimore. Okay, you know, she might have come across a Sikh individual, but a lot of times in a lot of areas we still self-segregate in a way that we live. Some people live amongst a lot of different people and a lot of different, you know, nationalities and races and all this stuff. But when you look at the actual statistics of things, most times people live around people that are like them, whether that be race, whether that be you know, economic stability or whatever that may be. So I don't see a black girl from the hood walking up to a Sikh and being like, hey, how are you? Can you tell me what's the difference between you and a Muslim? Okay. And then on top of that, you have a media that exacerbates things. They constantly stereotype people. They make different people the face of everything. Every single group, every single culture has some type of negative stereotype attached to them, okay? Even take black people. After the whole Trayvon thing, all the elders telling all the black kids, take your hood off. Take your hood off. Because after that story, the way it was presented, there was this fear of people walking around wearing hoods, okay? And so if you have a media that is always putting black people on a cover is looking like thugs and looking, you know, like gangsters and looking angry and looking mad and only talking about all the downfalls and all the worst of the black community. And then you have a random black guy walking into a freaking store where the black population is few and little. You want to be mad at this white woman because she feels threatened or she feels scared. And I'm definitely not saying it's okay, but y'all have to realize the real fear that we are internalizing because of the media of different groups of people. For example, with me, okay? Let me see. Have I had any like bad? I would think most black people have not, most, okay? I'm not saying all, most have not had bad experiences with police, okay? You might meet somebody that's having like a bad day or whatever. Like I remember this experience I had with the police or whatever. He said something smart to me. Like I was dating this guy and I was leaving his house late one night or whatever. And a cop pulled me over and you know, he asked me had I been, you know, drinking. And I'm like, no. And he's like, have you been smoking? And I'm like, no. And he keeps pushing the issue. Like he keeps reiterating himself and he keeps asking me. And it's upsetting me because it's like, you know, like, what are you trying to say? First of all, I don't even smoke. So like, what are you getting at? And I immediately was offended by that. You know what I mean? But I think that's probably like the only one experience that I had. But nonetheless, every single time a cop pulls me over now, my freaking heart beating out of my chest. What do you want? Why are you pulling me over? These are not based on experiences that I've had. This is based on stuff that I've seen on TV that I've internalized. And so this heightens this sense of fear. It heightens this way I feel about all freaking police officers, right? Because all of them have to be in a box. Is there a lot of corrupt police officers? Yes. Heck yes. I've talked about this. I have family that's had experiences that I've seen on tape with my own eyes or whatever, and stories that I know of. But then on the other hand, I have family that are in a police force, okay? Friends, church members. This guy that I was talking to, fine as I don't know what, I had found out Mr. Rand told me he was training for the police academy. I said, dang, now how I'm supposed to, you know, I don't like police now. How we gonna figure this thing out? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so, you know, this is what we do. We start to lump these people together because of what we see in the media. I'm guilty. Y'all cannot sit here and tell me. Now, people have to realize what they're saying, you know, especially when you're like a public figure or whatever the case may be. But you can literally we watch these people on TV, y'all, and we think they're so smart. We think these celebrities are smart, but I seriously have my doubts. Like, I really do. I think they are not as aware as we give them credit for. And sometimes we're just way misinformed and we're just not educated, okay? I've seen Sikhs in the community. I don't know any personally. I've never went and researched and watched documentary on Sikhs. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't live around them, so I don't know. And we don't always know. And so if everything you're seeing on TV is Muslim terrorism, you know, every time, you know, they're showing you images of people in turbans and people with their, yeah, we internalize that stuff. And even these celebrities are not so aware where they know everything, where they're up on everything. And people don't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's very disingenuous to act like we don't all do this to some degree, okay? So me and my aunt even ended up talking about that this weekend when we were fishing. We were just talking about like different experiences and how, you know, we can, like, I don't know if y'all like me, but I like really feel stuff. Like stuff, sometimes when I see certain stuff, it really sticks with me. And so you can really internalize this stuff. Like sometimes, I told y'all last week, I was just chilling, enjoying nature, kicking my feet up. Sometimes it takes that, especially the people, I said this last week. I put this on social media. I said, I never fully understood, like I do now, the saying that says, ignorance is bliss. Like, I literally understand it to a whole different degree now, because the more I learn about stuff, it's so much going on out here, y'all. And it can be really overwhelming. The TV is filled with propaganda. They're always giving us these images and these stereotypes and all this of people. And we take that in, y'all. I remember being in high school thinking, I literally thought all Chinese people were like super freaking smart, because I didn't know a lot of Chinese people, and every time I saw Chinese people on TV, they were freaking geniuses. And so I get to high school and I'm in class with a Chinese guy and I'm trying to cheat off your paper, and you're not helping me at all. Like, what are you doing? Like, your grade's worse than mine. So I'm just like, and that might sound really silly to people, but this is real. Sometimes the only experience we have with certain cultures, certain languages, certain ways of life is through TV. I was literally just talking to my friend. This was just yesterday. And he travels a lot. And he was like, yeah, you gotta go to Africa. And he was telling me like all the places he's been to in Africa. And I know he said he's been to Kenya, and I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head right now. But he told me like 4 or 5 countries that he's been to in Africa. And he was like, what you see on social media, what you see on TV is not even close. It's not even close to what you'll experience if you actually go there. So if we know these people have agenda when it comes to politics, okay, they also have agendas when it comes to like how we socialize, how we view people, how we see things. This is why I always talk about people adding a different perspective, but particularly me as a Black woman, adding a different perspective to Black womanhood, okay? Because I saw some people coming on my pictures earlier. They was like, oh, you fish? I would have never thought. I would have never thought you fish. Or like I showed y'all the video a couple weeks ago. You never see the media talking about Black women that use firearms to protect themselves or that have saved their lives. It's very rare. And I shared that because we never see that. You never see the media talking about how different perspectives of how Black people feel about immigration, and just, all different, family life, home life, education. Like, we are not monolithic. None of us are, across all cultures, religions, races, nationalities, whatever. And so the more we see that, I feel like the less this stuff will happen. Back like a few years ago, when I actually watched TV, because I don't really watch TV that much now. It's like it's just so much always coming at you. But I used to always say, how I would love to like just see a show about like just a regular, Arab family, or just a regular Korean family, or just a regular Jamaican family, just their everyday. And I think it's Rich Crazy Asians or something. I've never watched this show, but I remember when the show with George Lopez came out. I guess that was the name of the show, by the way. But I remember seeing people's reaction, and they were so happy to see this Hispanic, just regular Hispanic family on TV, because like I said, if you don't live around people and the only way you interact with them is through TV, that's how you're going to start to perceive them. And that's why I really hate how, particularly Black people, we are constantly projected in the media. And a more hurtful part about it is we turn around and feed into these stereotypes, with all the reality shows and housewives and basketball wives. You have all these stereotypes that we live up to and find ourselves even promoting. Ricky Smiley to this day, on Tuesdays, has like a paternity test Tuesday, and you have people calling in and just sounding and talking ridiculous. And I'm like, but if any other group of people did this, y'all would be so offended. I hate that. I'm disgusted. Every single Tuesday, I do not listen, because I'm just disgusted by it. It's so stereotypical. But if any other group of people presented that in the same way, people would say it's racist, it's disgusting, it's stereotypical, everything. And so I don't change my mind based on who's presenting the material. If I'm offended by it, I'm just going to be offended all the way around. Like, that's the type of person I am. If you telling the truth, you're just telling the truth. I mean, I don't care whose mouth is coming out of it. You know, whose mouth is coming out of. The truth is the truth or whatever. So, you know, like I've said, and like I said, you know, I've said again, when people jump on these, you know, hashtag cancel such and such, or, you know, ban hate speech, we have to really look at what that entails and who that will affect, because I guarantee you think it won't affect you, but it will. Okay. It will. And so this seems to be a going trend right now. I would like to see how Jess Hilarious will bounce back from this, but we live in such a sensitive time that it's annoying. And I feel like people can't tell this girl that fear that she was talking about may have been real. Now, the difference is let me tell y'all the difference, okay? It is natural to feel some type of way when you're steadily being bombarded by images that promote you thinking that way. It may happen naturally, a knee-jerk reaction, because this is what you've been seeing. The problem comes in, okay, is when you try to threaten that person, harm that person, get the police called on this person and they haven't done anything to you. You know, try to verbally assault or abuse this person. That's where the problem comes in. Okay, that's the problem. That is what people need to look at, not the initial reaction, like, you know, oh, okay, you know, I just felt a little uncomfortable. I need to see and understand why this is. And I think people need to understand that more and talk about that more. And we really need to be more aware of like how the media uses propaganda to further agendas, all kinds, even when it comes to people, how we deal with each other, how we handle each other, how we see and view each other, okay? But hey, JT Mac. Right, so X said, even when ADOS individuals and families are portrayed positively, those positive persons are portrayed as a minority of ADOS, with the majority portrayed as fundamentally flawed. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And this is another thing. Like, I saw people kept telling her, you know, you need to get educated. You need to get educated on, you know, what the Sikh community is. But do people ever take the time to sit there and be realistic? Like, I've always said, okay, most people are not naturally curious. They're not. I think children are, and I think when you go through the public school system, because our public school systems are under agenda too, it naturally takes out our curiosity, our eagerness to just learn and things like this. And so you don't have most people like, so, you know, if you are not seeing this through something you're learning, seeing this through something on TV, how do you know what to educate yourself about? This is why I always tell people we have to be patient with people. You shouldn't just assume that everybody knows, everybody thinks like you, everybody's on your same level. I feel like everybody is a work in progress, even me, and I'm constantly learning. But me myself, I was not, I've seen Sikh people, but I definitely wasn't familiar like with the religion or, just in really like the difference, the I can't even talk, the differences between them and the Muslim community and things like this. But yes, we are so dumbed down, and we only most times know what's being thrown at us unless some people are able to get around that, because once you start to see, okay, there are other things out there, there are other people out there are other people that think differently from me, or if I think different, that are similar to me, or y'all gotta think, like, it's not a lot of people traveling and getting out here and just meeting different people and doing this and doing that. And so I think it's disingenuous for people to think that. But even so much so, y'all, so I was looking earlier, and they actually so this was in 2017, why American Sikhs think they need a publicity campaign. So in 2017, the Sikhs actually ended up doing a publicity campaign. I think it says here $1.3 million awareness campaign to let people know who they were. So this says nearly 60% of Americans admit knowing nothing at all about Sikhs. 60%, y'all. 60% of Americans. That lack of knowledge comes at a deadly cost. In the wake of recent incidents from the 2012 Oak Creek Massacre to a shooting of a Sikh man in Washington this March, the Sikh community is taking a more vocal stand against hate. This month, the National Sikh Campaign and Advocacy Group, led by former political strategists, launched a 1.3 million awareness campaign. We Are Sikhs, funded entirely by grassroots donations. The campaign, really Adobe. Where was I? Funded entirely by grassroots donation. The campaign's ad will air nationally on CNN and Fox News, as well as on TV channels in Central California, home to nearly 50% of the Sikh American population, and online. So even as I'm reading this, I never seen any of these ads. This was back in 2017, so I wasn't even aware of this campaign. And it was something else. I was Googling how many Sikhs in the United States. $500,000. So in 2007, 250,000 to 500,000. That's not a lot, y'all. That's not a lot at all. That's really not. So, but anyway, yep, in England, and I think most of them are in, Cajun, less than 1%. Yep, less than 1% of people. And you telling people to get educated, like, I don't know. I just feel like the whole conversation around it was kind of disingenuous, and people not really looking at the larger picture. I do think she could have handled it better or whatever, and particularly with the attack that just happened in New Zealand. I think a lot of people emotions are heightened right now. So the timing of everything just added to that. But I think people really try to downplay how much the TV and social media really, really plays into how we view the world and how we navigate the world. So, but so when y'all participate in cancel culture, you know what I mean? You know, making everybody racist. Everybody's racist. But when you participate in cancel culture, making everybody racist, this and that, just know it's only a very small matter of time before they come for your fave. Okay? But so so we'll see what happens with her with Jess Hilarious, and then of course we're gonna be coming back to this. We're gonna be coming back to this Cajun. Can you block Barry? Don't worry about it. I got it. So anyway, I just lost my thought. But I was saying, so it'll only be maybe like, you know, a few weeks more before, because it's really the same song and dance. This is the future that we are looking at. This is the future we're looking for our children. You pretty much not gonna be able to say anything. People are gonna assume that you have to have a heavenly awareness of everything. You can't be human. You can't make mistakes. You can't mess up. You can't change your mind, change your position, and things like that. So, but what did y'all think? What did y'all think about her comments? Were you offended? I saw some people basically saying, you know, they accept her apology, and things like that. You know, just learn from this and do better. And I saw some people just saying, you know, no, you're canceled. You know, you're racist, blah, 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 blah. I swear, Helena, I feel the same way. She said, we're here to learn and grow. People need to learn the point of being here, shaking my head. The way said it was an overreach. So my thing is, I even look at myself now, like my position on certain things is so much different from where I was like 5-10 years ago or whatever. And what I really want to be held to that same, you know, that same standard or thing I was saying. I mean, you know, I don't think so. The way said Black people live by cancel culture, but we not the only ones. Wait, is that supposed to say? But we're the only ones that die by it. We are definitely like at the freaking front page for that. Definitely at the freaking front page. We're at the top of the list, and people need to understand. That's why I always try to tell people, man, you think something is starting off one way, but when the media gets a hold of anything, if the media is talking about it, you can believe it's finna go left. It's about to be corrupt, period. Whatever it is, like every single time, it never fails. And I always use Megyn Kelly as an example, because y'all know the whole thing with her talking about blackface and this and the other. And they literally, you know, embarrassed this lady, because they basically brought her back on the next day to have this long drawn out discussion. They brought her back to have this long drawn out discussion, and then you still fire her. And so when I went back and watched the clip, I wasn't particularly offended. I felt like Megyn Kelly was just ignorant to certain things. You're unaware. I don't know, you know, and you know, people were like, you know, she's too smart. She should know better. These people are like, they're smart. Like, I'm not trying to call people dumb, okay? But I think we give celebrities, news personalities, I think we give them way too much credit. Honestly, they're regular people. And so you can still not know things. You can still be ignorant to certain things. Okay. Sometimes you have different cultures that may feel a certain way about something, and this other culture may not understand, and things like that. I took a media class in college, and we had to do an assignment about how different cultures, because we were doing like a marketing project or something. And we had to learn how different cultures, something that's not offensive at all in America, like you may try to use that same ad in like another country or something, and it will be completely offensive. Like they'll pull it, and vice versa. Okay. Because of cultural differences and things like that. Sometimes what we may think may be so simple may be totally offensive. And so we have all these differences, and I think people forget that, and they don't just allow people to just be. I think I seen Helena. Hey, Juggernaut. I think I saw Helena say something about we need to love each other or something like that. But what I always say is, even without love, it's just a respect and a human decency and being willing to understand. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Juggernaut. But Tony said people get offended too easily in general, all people, not any one group. I 100% agree with you, Tony. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. You know what I mean? Like, even things that I kind of just be like, oh, that wasn't even a big deal. Like, it's only getting worse, and it's only gonna get worse. Thank you, Jamie. Lavon said it's human nature to have a prejudice and bias without knowing of the situation. I agree. Especially you know, when something is presented to you a certain way, or you have these certain ideas about it or whatever. He's on vacation, Cajun. But you know, I think I told y'all this story about how you know, I was working in this eyeglass store, a very popular store, and this is not a cheap store. The average customer spending $350 to $500 on one pair of glasses, just one. And so I'll never forget, these people walked in there one day. It was like this family of four, like this mom, dad, and a boy and a girl. And I think somebody had on like a straw hat. The dad was chewing tobacco. You know what I mean? The dad, I think like one or two of them had on a doggone Confederate flag shirt and all this, and this straight up backwoods looking type, you know. I think it's a show that used to come on called The Hillbillies or something like that. I don't know. Y'all know what was the name of that show? I can't. It was in black and white, I think. Anyway. But they came in the store. You know, people used to come in here spending money. So thank you, Helena. Bye. Have a good night. So you know, people come in here spending money. So when they came in, and this is just the Beverly Hillbillies. That's what it was. Thank you. So the Beverly Hillbillies. My daddy used to watch that when I was younger or whatever. But that's who they put me in the mind of, you know. So I'm immediately, this is what we do, right? We're human. So we see people, we pick up on cues. So I'm looking at the chewing tobacco, I'm looking at the Confederate flag, one of them had on overalls, I'm looking at all these things, and I'm making assumptions. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm making assumptions. I'm like, oh Lord, like what is this about to be about? You know what I mean? And we were so busy that day. And my manager walked over to me and he was like, Rhonda, I need you to help these people. And I was like, okay. So I go there, I help them, and just a normal freaking transaction. They were, just regular conversation. They were trying to make me laugh. I ended up making, let me see. I can't even remember who all got glasses, but I sold over like $1,200 worth of stuff. I remember that because I'm like, cool, I'm getting some good commission. You know what I mean? And things like that. So I take that experience and I don't know those people, okay? I don't know them. I don't know how they feel and what they say and what they do outside of what they did in my presence right there. I really don't know, okay? But I can only speak about that experience, and it went totally different from what I assumed. And I try to take that life lesson with me because I've had other experiences where I'm kind of hesitant. And then when I start talking to people and getting to know them, I'm like, okay, I need to do better. I need to, be more aware. I need to give people a chance to show me, you know what I mean, who they are, what they're going to say, how they're going to treat me and things like this. So, but everybody's different. Everybody's experiences are different, but I just, I just always want to encourage people to try not to internalize other people's experiences. That is so dangerous. And, we do that. I think it's human because we're constantly bombarded with images. So I think it's very human. But I think once you realize what's happening, we have to be aware and try to, work on it. So that's what I try to do now. I try to okay, let me talk to you first. Let me see what you're about. Let me see what you're going to say before I just jump to some kind of conclusion or whatever. How I said logic, self-confidence, and awareness is greater than prejudice. LaVon said it usually be the rebel muff. Oh, wait. Really? I'm like, what is this? Okay, he said usually be the rebel MFers with the kindest and respectful people, and a little open than the urban city people. So let me tell y'all, I've had experiences. I've had bad experiences with every group of people, okay? Every single group of people I have, okay? Whether that was usually customer service type stuff, every group of people you can think of. And I've also had really, really awesome experiences with I really had really awesome experiences. And so let me tell y'all, I'm just gonna tell y'all this one story because it just happened recently. Like, this just happened last week. So I was with my friend, this guy, whatever, we were hanging out, and we rolled down through this rural town. And I actually used to pass this place all the time going to visit my friends, and I never, I just never just thought much about it. But it's this house that's in like this rural area, and I think it's like a couple of other houses like spread out, but this is like, you just driving for miles without any like lights or anything, like street lights and stuff like that, because it's a highway, but it's a very like, small city or whatever. And y'all, so Cajun, I have Cash App set up, y'all. It's my name, RhondaMary. Hey, Stefan. I have my Cash App set up. It's just like my YouTube name is RhondaMary. And then I gotta get my PayPal link. But okay, let me finish telling y'all the story. So he's like, it's this old kind of like country looking house. And this particular house, like, it's one of the houses, I don't know if y'all ever seen this depending on where you live, but sometimes when you're going up country roads, you'll have people that like sell like fruits, and they'll sell like fruit and plants and handmade stuff and vegetables and stuff like this. And so we had, he was like, I'm about to stop by my friend's house. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, you're going to get out too or whatever. And I'm like, what? Okay. And so we pull up, and, the stuff is out there. It's like rocking chairs in front of the house and all this, y'all. And it's like this old red truck that has to be like, oh my goodness, it has to be like a 50s model truck or whatever, like a Ford truck sitting in the front yard. So it has this very kind of like old timey feel to it. So we pull up, and I'm like, his friend? Who the heck is his friend? And so we get out, y'all. And well, when his friend was walking up, it was like this old white guy in his 60s or whatever. No, he probably is like in his 60s, maybe. Yeah. Like going towards 70. And he walks up to the truck or whatever. He's walking out. He's got his hand on his hip, and they shake hands. And I see him look back and laugh, because I wasn't, in my head, I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting this. So I get out, and this lady walks up, and it's his wife. And, it's just this old white couple. And I'm like walking over, and I'm going to like introduce myself to shake hands. And she pulls me in and gives me like the biggest hug. And she's like, hey, I'm Vicky. It's so nice meeting you. This, that, and the other, and all these. And so she's just talking to me. And so y'all on here, y'all probably think I'm just like super like outgoing and talkative and stuff like this, but really when I meet people, I'm like kind of shy, like I'm quiet. I don't know. So I'm like, what are me and this lady about to talk about? So they walk off. So we sitting there in the rocking chairs, and she's just like super freaking sweet. Hey, Gerald. I'm talking about the sweetest lady ever. Like, we sitting out there in a rocking chair. She's showing me like the stuff she grows and the stuff she sells, and telling me about, her job, how she worked in the education. I think she said the education system for like, oh my God, like a super long time, like 30 30 years or something like that. And she recently retired, and how she just sells stuff now, her and her husband, and how they do projects together and work on cars. And they were like building different parts to their house. And she was like showing me that and showing me all these different things. And I'm just loving it. I'm just eating it up because I love to see like when people build stuff and make stuff. Like I like to look at it and touch it and see like, oh, how'd you do this? And she was showing me the plants she's grown and stuff like that. And I don't know, like it was just a really nice experience because people will say that like when you're in the South, we have the most hospitality. Like you just, you ride down the street, your neighbors are gonna wave, they're gonna hunk at you, everybody speaks and things like this. But that experience, and I really enjoyed talking to her. It was such a beautiful day. We sat out there and played. I don't know if y'all know what cornhole is. A lot of y'all have probably played that in college. Because sometimes they do it as like a beer game, like a beer drinking game. But it's when you throw the little bags in like the thing on the ground with the holes in it. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? But we sat out there, we played cornhole, and we were there for probably, oh my goodness, for like 2 hours maybe. But when we left, she was like, it was so nice meeting you. She was like, next time you driving through, you have to stop by. You can come by yourself. It doesn't even matter. Like you don't even have to be with him. Just stop by yourself. We love to have you. Just super sweet. And that added on top of, the conversation that I ended up having with my aunt this weekend. It just really reminds me because first of all, that was just such an unlikely friendship to me. I'm like, you in your early 30s and you sitting up here hanging out with a 60-year-old man talking about something, yeah, come meet my friend. I'm thinking I'm about to meet one of the homies. Like I'm about to meet like a homeboy or something. But anyway, that just reminded me, like, with the conversation I had with my aunt, just to be aware of not internalizing other people's situations, other people's experiences, and living on my own experiences. My experiences are different, and if anybody could speak to a lot of stuff, it should be me, a young Black girl in Mississippi, and we driving through the freaking country, and we pulling up, where somebody sell fruit, and you come out and give me the biggest hug, like you grandma or something or whatever. So, but that's a good experience. That's a great experience. And like I said, I've been all over the spectrum, but on the face value of things, we need to learn to deal with people, who they are and based on our own experiences, and not what the media tries to push on us. Edward said, it is not very friendly up here in the Midwest. Beats by Blue said, I went to Alabama for Thanksgiving. It was cool. Purdue, you're so right. Purdue said you never know what you could be missing out on with different types of people. And something I've also noticed is that when you have a certain type of energy and you carry yourself a certain way, you bring a lot of good energy. I've really been noticing it lately. And I think with my learned experiences, I feel like, I don't know, I really can't explain it. But I think I kind of I don't pay attention to people. I'm more aware, you know what I mean? And I try to separate myself from certain things like bad energy, like negative people, like things like that. And I feel like doing that has brought a lot of good people to me and a lot of good experiences. So I don't know, it's really interesting. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, y'all, but so but what I was about to say, I just remember this one time where I was little, and I remember this one time where I was little, and I never forget. My dad had took us to Chicago. I was real young, and I can't remember what we went for. He just probably took us just to visit, just to travel. And I never forget, we were driving through traffic, and my dad tried to get over, and somebody flipped them off, honked the horn, and cussed them out, and rolled their window up and kept going. I was like, that doesn't happen in Mississippi. That's all I can remember. I don't know. Maybe we're slow drivers. I don't know. Maybe they was just having an off day, a rough day. That is like my main experience, my main memory, about Chicago, y'all. I would never forget that. And I was young. So, but Stefan said one of my closest friends is in his 60s. I'm 30. We play video games, listen to music, take road trips together. But all right, y'all. So anyway, some kind of way that turned into story time. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. Hopefully I will do more videos this week, y'all. I'm back in my groove, so you should be seeing more videos this week. Thank y'all for watching. I really did miss y'all last Tuesday. I'm glad to be back. If y'all did not give me a thumbs up, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up so more people will see this video. And thank everybody for the super chats. And I will be seeing y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye.